All right, we're ready to go now. So, what's the total number of people that come through the shop, through the cash register? How many? 60. So that's the number of trials, basically. And what is the number of black hair? I thought it was 18. There's 18. Well, you got a different problem if you're looking on your problem. You got 15, this one has 18. Well, that can be simplified. 3 will go into 18 for 6 times, right? Right? So that's 3 over 10. Now, you don't need a calculator for 3 over 10. What's 3 over 10? 0.3. Please tell me you didn't use a calculator to get that. If you did, please don't say anything to anybody. So there's a 30% chance that, or a 0.3 probability that the next person that walks in the door or the next person that comes in, based on this research, is going to have black hair. We good? That's a test question. All right, let's take a look at this one. The table shows the number of video games sold worldwide for the five highest selling video games. Oh, you gonna walk out on me? You mad? Are you mad at me? Video games in 2010. Assuming this trend continues, blah, 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 blah. If a person chooses to purchase one of these video games, determine the empirical probability that the person will purchase game 2. Well, first of all, what are you going to have to do? Total them all up. Well, they already did that for you right there. So, what's game 2? Game 2 is 16 million. So take 16.8 million, take that, and divide it by what? 67 million. Somebody do that for me. $16,810,000 divided by 67,080,000. What do you get? I guess I'll do it myself. I don't want to hear no complaining about the test. I'm trying to do it, but y'all not participating. Y'all just doing y'all's own thing. It shouldn't take you 15 minutes to type in 16,810,000. 16 million, and don't give me the answer now. I've already pulled up the calculator. No, don't even. I don't want to hear it. 67,080,000. I get, that's not right. I don't think I have enough zeros. Somebody tell me, yeah, I don't have enough zeros. Second function entry. I think I got to put in another 0, right? I got too many zeros. 16,810,000. 67 million. Oh yeah. I don't have enough zeros. Got one more 0 to add. Second function. One more 0. It's not adding the zeros. I'll just retype it. 168. Oh, I know why I didn't hit insert. That's why. 168, 10,000 divided by 6708000. Is that right? 080. One more. 0.25. 25%. Well, that's 1/4. Now, they want a fraction, so let's do it, because you got to have a simplified fraction. So, That's going to be 100 or 16. I at least get asked before I start writing. All right, so I don't know what that is. There. So 16,810,000 over 67,080,080. And what happens to these three zeros? Well, technically these four zeros, but let's just keep it simple. And let's just take the three zeros off. And then you got 616,810 divided by 67,080. What do they end in? See you later. They end in 0. So I can divide by 100 or 10. Let's divide by 100 or 1,000 or I don't know. Let's divide by 1,000. I think we should be able to knock that 0 off if you divide by 1,000. What's 16,810 divided by 1,000? Well, you move the decimal. Well, we'll just do it in the calculator. Where are you going? Is everybody leaving? Is class over? God, y'all just don't want to sit in my class. 16,810 divided by 1,000. I don't know if that's going to get rid of that 0 or not. Nope. So let's divide by 100. 16,810. I think that'll get rid of the 0. Divided by 100. Nope. 1,000. Did I divide by 1,000?
Yes.
Okay, then let's do it by 10. It'll get rid of it because it's one place value. 16,810 divided by 10 should be 1681. There we go. All right, 1681, so we're going to divide by 10 on top and the bottom. And that'll basically do away with the zeros. So that'll be 1681 divided by 6708. Now what are those divided by? Well, this one's even, but this one's not. I don't know if anything's divisible into those, but let's put 1681 over 6708 and see what happens. You might can find a number. I'm not seeing a number right now that goes into both of them, but I could be way off. 1681 divided by 6708. That's it. Game 5. What would game 5 be? Well, game 5, take the three zeros. What happens to the three zeros? It's right here, so you don't even have to think too much. There, that 4 zeros go off, and you get 890 over 6708. Okay, so, oh yeah, both end in even number. So you can divide by 2, and that'd be what, 445? I'm just doing it in my head, so I don't know if that's the right number or not. Let's just, 445, and the bottom number is 6708. That is, somebody tell me what 6708 divided by 2 is. I'll do it. 6708 divided by 2.
3354.
Okay, so that may be your answer because 5 is odd and the other one is even. So, what did you say it was?
3354.
3354. Okay, and game 1. Well, that's going to be 1866 over 6708, and that's divisible by 2. So 1866 is 933, right? 933 over 3354. Well, did I not divide that right? 6708 divided by Huh? Well, then the 933. Somebody take 1866 and divide it by 2. What do you get?
933.
I don't know why that one is 311. Oh, they went on further. I'm sorry. They divided by 3. Divide 3354 by 3. Okay, I would be very lenient with you on these. If you had a fraction, an equivalent fraction, but try to reduce it as much as you can, but I'll be lenient on these if you get it on a test. All right, this one says 500 consumers were surveyed to determine the long-distance telephone carrier they used. The results of the survey are shown, blah, blah, blah. Complete parts A through C. What's the probability of a consumer selected from 500 surveys using EVI? Well, that's going to be 27%. So that's going to be, take 27. Well, that's the probability is 27%. Unless they're asking, I don't believe I'm understanding the question. Okay, that's the test question. It's so simple. Determine the probability. It's just the percent. Who uses Speedy? 0.22. Gosh, this question is so simple, it's hard. Determine the ABC. 0.36. Yeah, I'll give that one and I'll half the class will miss it. All right, let's go to 12.2. How did I get out of here? Oh, okay. 12.2. Now this is where you're going to get into a lot of test questions. 12.2 and 12.3 is going to make up a large portion of your test. Especially 12.2. I think 12.2 will probably make up 50% of your test. Is that the president? Oh, business. I hear you, man. Making that bank. Oh, okay. One card is selected at random from a deck of cards. Determine the probability that the card selected is a 10. Well, how many 10s do you have in the deck?
4.
So it'd be 4 over 52, which is divisible. 1 over what? 3? No, not 3. 13. 1 over 13. And we feel good about ourselves because we know how many cards. What is the probability of selecting a spade in a standard deck? 13 over, or 1/4, right? That's 13 over 52, which reduces down to 1/4. Assume the spinner cannot land on a line. Determine the probability that the spinner lands on red. That's simple. What? Why? Covers half the circle. If you miss that one, that's one. Did I not read that right? Oh, 1/2. Why did I get it wrong? Simplified fraction. If you did that on the test, I'd still give you credit for it. But green. and yellow. What's the probability of blue? 42%. Is that all the questions we have? I just gave you 10 questions. Oh, that's another question.
Yeah, that's for blue.
Good gosh, did it? You're kidding. Oh, I see it now. I thought we made that up. I thought, okay. Assume that the spinner cannot land on the line. Determine the probability that the spinner lands on green and determine the spinner lands on blue. I'll do the blue one. You do the green one. Well, that's how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 over 6 is, I'll do the next one for you. Let's see. I need my calculator. You'd be surprised at how many people missed that one. Alright. Expressing the answer, blah, 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 blah. What is the probability? Number greater than 210. Well, let's count how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot where we started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many are above 210? Well, let's start from the bankrupt. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 12, which is what? Each individual letter of the word California is placed on a piece of paper, and all 10 pieces of paper are placed in a hat. If one letter, what would they be doing that? If one letter is selected at random, what is the probability that A will be selected? Somebody tell me. 1/5. Why? Well, how many A's are in California? 2. 2 out of 10 is 1/5. I'm not doing the state. One state is good enough. All right, this got 22 roulette wheel or dartboard, whatever it is. Blah, 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 blah. Determine the probability that the dart lands on a 6. Well, you got to make sure there's only 1 6 or more than 1 6. Is there another 6? I don't see one. So 1 out of what? 26. A dart lands at random on the board shown. Find the probability that the dart will land on yellow. Be careful here because you got to think a little bit. They're trying to trick you. What they're doing is they're splitting up the middle row and they're splitting it up into fourths or thirds or whatever. Ignore that middle line and you've got a third of red, a third of red, and a third of yellow. A third of red, a third of blue, and a third of blue. Everybody with me? So how many? You got 6 sections. Now the only reason you can make this one section is because it's the same what? Same color. Now if these two were blue, you could make this all, well you couldn't because this is different. So you got a third, or 6th, 1/6 red, 1/6 red, 1/6 blue, 1/6 red, 1/6 yellow, 1/6 blue. How much is yellow? 1/6, Hubert. That's right, class. What if I asked you what was red? What would you say? Half. 3/6 or 1/2. All right, let's move on to the last section, which will make up about 30% or 40% of your test. I'd like to find the roulette wheel because that's what I usually give on the test. Well, we can do this one. This is a test question. What? Yeah. What would you do? Yeah. Yep. That's the best thing to do, or put it in savings account. You don't go to the strip club with a brand new truck, put $600,000 in the console, and let somebody steal your truck with the $600,000. All right. The odds are what? Odds against. Do this one. Odds against. What is odds against? The probability of what over what? Probability of failure over probability of success, Hubert. That's right, class. All right, so tell me what success is in this problem. What is our success? What's the only number we have? All right, so rolling a 6 is success. What is the probability of rolling a 6? 1 over what? Now, if the probability of rolling a 6 is 1/6, what's the probability of not rolling a 6? 5 what? 5 over 6. And we're dividing a fraction by a fraction. What do? Multiply by the reciprocal. And what happens to the 6's? So what is your odds? 5 to 1, 5 over 1, 5 to 1. So what if I bet $100 on rolling a die and it lands on a 6? What would I win? If I bet $100? $500. Actually, you win $400, but you get your 100 back. Because it's 1 times 5. You always multiply by this fraction. You can write it like this also. 5 over what? 1. Or you can write it as 5 what? 2 TO 1. They have the semicolons or the colon or whatever that thing's called. I'm not an English teacher. The one that's 2 dots, isn't that a colon? The one that's apostrophe is semicolon. I suck at English. All right. Next one. Oh, we got to check it. See if it's right. We got it right. We are special. All right, try that one. I'm going to let you do this one on your own. Eat my breakfast that I didn't eat this morning. Toast really gets hard after 2 or 3 hours. I made cheese toast this morning. My son wanted cheese toast. So what I do is I put the pieces of bread in and I put butter on it. After it gets hot, after it gets toasted and gets hard, I put bread on it. And I put 2 slices of cheese on both. And I let it melt. And then I cut a piece of ham and I put in the middle of it. Just call me Chef Hubie. Oh, I didn't show you all my projects. Did I tell you about my project? Well, since I don't have any use for my garage anymore, show you what I did with it. No, I showed my college